Welcome. You're tuned into the philosophy how to expand and build upon your creativity, imagination, and innovation. Everything is created twice, first in the mind, then it becomes reality, whatever the mind and man can conceive and believe it can achieve. So you go out there day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly, authentically, even though the success, the creation has not arrived, has not manifested just yet, but you know that the richest place on earth, the richest real estate on earth is the graveyard where dreams and goals and everything like that die along with you because you didn't have the courage, the philosophy, the frameworks, and this go-getter energy so you can go out there and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. This is the method, the philosophy known as create like a god. This your man's Jaron Mitchell, aka Jaron Winning Mitchell. And today's topic we're going to be talking about today is, you already see it on the title, is why creativity is a muscle, why you need to build creativity, why creativity is a muscle, and why you need to go out and do and put in the work and work on your creativity, imagination, and go out there and innovating in what you do to be the best version of yourself, and not just the best version of yourself, okay, in the work that you do. All right. So innovation, making the product better, making you better, building your imagination, visualizing and getting yourself out there and being creative follow up, creative things that you end up doing and see what works and what doesn't work. And if it's a failure or a temporary defeat, is just data. You're just getting data. Okay, it didn't work. Why it didn't work? And all that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about. We've got Maya Angelou's quotes, not coat. Whatever I just said right there. So excuse me. So you can see her quote right here. It says, "You can't use up creativity. The more you use it, the more you have it." So use your creativity, build upon your creativity, keep on using your creativity, keep on using your imagination, which also Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge, and imagination circles around the world. So you can have all the knowledge. Just think, actually, you know what? Just think about it. Before we get into the topic, just think about like people that has very knowledgeable, very say not just knowledge. You say knowledge is power, but knowledge is only potential power unless you use it. And wisdom, I would say, um, knowledge. Well, you can say knowledge is power, but wisdom is know how to use that knowledge. Okay. So certain situations may not work with the knowledge that you have, but it will. We sorry, I just got distracted with, I got to turn these notifications off on my computer. But anyways, I'm sorry. Got now imagination, well, creativity and all that. See, I lost my dang train of thought right there, man. But we get back to it. I when I listen to this episode of what's going on. So imagination is more important than knowledge. Einstein said, well, not Maya Angelou. It's Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination circles around the world. And I remember reading this book or listening to an audio book. My cousin have the book. I'm probably just gonna have him keep it and I just buy the book again, which is Mastery by Robert Greene. I don't remember the actual person, but we're gonna be talking about other things with how how dreams can help your creativity, recording your dreams and everything like that. It can actually build. It's telling you something like you, because you're subconsciously thinking about it in the real in your waking world. So when you dream about it, you're subconsciously also thinking about it in your dreams, and it is going to be coming. So if you think about your problems all the time, all the problems happening in the world, your subconscious mind. That's why certain things before you go to sleep. We're gonna talk about that later. But you need to build your creativity, you need to build your muscle, even your subconscious mind. Talking about it, it all comes together. Why you should take control of your subconscious mind. That would be a podcast episode as well. But from the book, actually, I give from the book. I think more with the story of your dreams. I'll probably tell that more of the dream episode that I have. But with all of that, build your creativity and how you do it, brainstorming, and even using Chat GTP to brainstorm. But sometimes I sit here and think. Let me turn mute my freaking. Actually, I'm about to turn the sound off my freaking phone here. But you can actually. Some people don't like AI and all that. Man, use AI. It's a tool. It depends on the person who use that tool. It's where's my other phone? No, go ahead. Okay. Put that down right there. So with all along with that, using your creativity, Chat GTP and everything, right? You can use chat. What I'm probably saying it wrong. Chat GPT. I say GTP, chat GPT, TP, whatever. But you can use chat GPT. You can use that, and the brainstorm, the brainstorm, also write stuff down, brainstorm, use AI, brainstorm, and to get some things to get your mind, flowing, your creativity flowing and stuff like that. My only thing with AI is it's like I'm telling it and it's biased. It's being biased. That's subconsciously that consciously I think about, okay, is this being biased? Is this just doing this, saying this over my confirmation bias and stuff like that? So that's the only thing that I think about with AI and all that, with getting it going. So with all with that, with all of that, make sure you go ahead and work on your creativity, build it every single day, write stuff down, have a notebook to write it down, do anything that helps you. We're going to talk about methods, what you can do to help build your creativity, to build this muscle. If you're dreaming about it, record it. If you're thinking about it, record it, which I'm going to get in the habit of going in, meme it with recording it right away with audio. You can possibly do that and go ahead and transcript it, and where have its notes set up from there. So there's so many ways you can go ahead and just be creative, being creative, recording and going through your notes. And journaling it's another thing. Journaling it, and you can actually put all that, and it will go to your subconscious mind because you're thinking about it every single day, and you're actually dreaming about it as well. It's like, you ever had? So I'm gonna give you guys a story. Like maybe I should tell about the story with Mastery, or maybe I should go through the Mastery book and see through the audio book and see, because I have the audio book, and see through what it is, because this person was dreaming about it. I think it was something to do with the hieroglyph from the late 1900s or early 1900s and late 1800s. I don't remember who the creator was, but he kept dreaming about it. Same thing with Einstein too, dreaming about it and all that other stuff. So it's just more of mastering your work with that book, or mastering what you do. So with all that too, with having my dream, or just me having my dream, which I used to work at Michael's distribution center, right? I used to work through there, work at the warehouse. Brutal. Warehouse is pretty brutal, deteriorating of the body. But along with that, I was dreaming. Yeah, they call it pick to light, right? You go ahead and start picking with the lights, you put it in the box, put it on the conveyor belt and all that other stuff. So I actually had a dream that I was actually working at Pick the Light and picking all this other stuff and putting it in the box. So it's basically you gotta take control of your mind, take the full possession of your own mind, what's going on in your daily life, and look to how you're going to solve your problems, and your dreams can actually help you with that. So let's go ahead and get to this point number one that we're going to be talking about today, is why creativity is a muscle and why you should use it. Okay, point number one, creativity is discipline and exercise that can be learned and strengthened. Okay, that's what it is be learned and strengthened. A lot of people don't learn on their creativity, or when you're doing art or doing any art and stuff like that, drawing. Oh no, you can't make it in art, and like destroy. The school system actually doesn't teach you this. School system doesn't teach you about critical thinking and also creative thinking. They don't really teach you about all that other stuff, right? So that's why, for me, when I have kids, I want to homeschool my children. When I had children, so that's just me. But creativity, it's something you can build, something you strengthen. We're going to talk about how brainstorming, writing stuff down, recording stuff, and creativity isn't it's a muscle. Well, it's more of a muscle you can train daily. Okay, right here on my notes it says creativity is a divine lighting strike. I don't know why I have that right there, but it's muscle is a muscle you train every day. Oh well, like I guess a lightning strike. I get what it's saying, the lightning strike, right? So another thing is like lifting or weight training. It requires repetitive repetition, consistency, and focus. Okay, so figure out your creative zone, your flow. Okay, being in that flow state, how athletes are in flow state where everything seems so slow motion in the state. So getting your creative muscles going. Okay, that's why I like from artists, we do gesture drawings. Before you're drawing, you do warm-ups. You do simple warm-ups and stuff like that. I actually work on those basics every single day, even though I don't not every single day, but I need to work on that every single day. And if you don't work on it, it can atrophy, right? Atrophy when you stop exercising. Creativity, it weakens just like a muscle. Unused creativity energy fades over time. So you need to start working on this every single day. If you have ideas, have something you want to do, work on your creative flow, work on the creative flow, brainstorm, do a brain dump and start dumping all of it onto something where you can actually, oh, I got this idea. Okay. I got that idea. Start brain dumping, start putting stuff onto notes, which I'm actually about to be using Notion. I was using this other app called Motion, but I don't like what's going on. Their prices are getting ridiculous from what I'm seeing. But that's just me. But using Notion, which a lot of people use Notion. I used to use Evernote. Don't use Evernote anymore. I use more Notion now. I didn't know about Notion. But Motion and Notion, two different apps. We'll be using those a lot more, unless I got to figure out what someone Motion with more of my production or project management tool that one of the tools that I use. But the more you create, the stronger your creative reflexes become. Okay. And there's also it's going to be a podcast episode talking about with creativity within Think and Grow Rich, what you can use. And maybe I'm gonna have a separate episode on that. I have to look through all my list of episodes I'm redoing. So creativity. So that's what you can do. And working on building yourself and working on your creativity, your imagination, your innovation is dumping it all. And all this is going to come together. Also, your health is too. So all this is going to come together. The more you create, the stronger your creative reflexes become. Start brain dump and start exercising, using creative or whatever you're doing to build your creative flow. Getting in that flow state, being disciplined, doing things that are repetitive. It seemed boring. That's why even consistency and staying focused, you're building something. You be like, okay, I need a clear desk. Get yourself in a clear desk. Get whatever it is that's going to help build your creativity. Okay, let's go ahead and get to point number 2. Today's topic we're talking about today is why creativity is a muscle. Point number 2, which is going to be surround yourself with creative energy. This is other people. Surround yourself with other people. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Spend yourself with other creative people, other flow that you're going to put yourself in. Okay. You become what you immerse yourself in. Creative people elevate your own imagination. Even other people can help you. Creative people going to help you. Be around creative people. This is actually not just an artist. Even entrepreneurs are creative. You're building a freaking business, man. You're building an empire. You're building a business that can potentially help others, that can potentially help a problem. Same thing as an artist. You could potentially help a problem with your work, what you're doing, with your fantasy stuff or fantasy novel or light novels. You're giving them an immersion. You're building something that can actually change somebody that's going through it. Your music that you're actually putting out as an individual artist. You're putting out there, and you can actually change someone's life in a positive way. So that's why you guys need to start putting your work and stuff out there. So that way your work won't be in the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Well, also collaborate with multiple creatives. When 2 creators connect, new ideas are born. So you can come up together, which is 2 minds. Two minds are better than one. And also if you're in a relationship too, it's 2 minds are better than one. Come one flesh. Another thing, religion, but you guys can come up with some creative ideas. Okay, new ideas are born. So make sure you go ahead and put yourself and collaborate with other people. Put yourself in the flow state. Maybe they can help you with creative ideas you could put in your creativity and your flow that can help you become a better creator. Okay, and also curiosity fuel creativity. Explore, experiment, keep asking what if. Keep asking yourself what if. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. I'm gonna call it creative thinking. Okay, critical thinking, creative thinking. Think really. What if this happens? What if we do this? What if this happens? Come up with these ideas. They could be bad ideas. Okay, bad ideas can lead to the good ideas, and some of the bad ideas could be good. So what if this happens? What if we can come up with this? And this has to deal with still like an artist, still like an artist. Keep putting stuff in your tool belt. Keep putting stuff in your arsenal. So that way you can keep doing. You can keep creating that. What if this happens? What if I do this? What if I do this? Get curiosity. That's what I do. That's what I do. I come up with, say I'm reading the Bible or something like that, or just the Quran. But at this time, reading the Bible and everything like that. Oh, okay. What if this happens? What if, or even with with me actually me reading the the Bible and everything like that. I was like, okay, what if this is me just asking questions. That's why I'm building this story. Like, what if even me reading actually today in the Quran and everything, right? All these are coming together. You have Moses, the book, the Torah, which that's the Old Testament. Then you have the New Testament, or the gospel, which Islam believes it was given to Jesus. It wasn't inspired by writers, which what we have in the Bible today. What if I look at it as what if is all the same? So it's the same religion, right? Same message, or even back what even with other mythologies and other religions. I look at it as like, wait a minute, man. All these seem connected somehow. They talked about it. All these seem somehow connected. So there's some missing pieces that we don't have yet. There's some missing pieces. What happened? I can use so much to fill in the gaps within my creativity. What if I put this here or that here? I'm just saying, like, you can start building stuff. Say same instance, a lot of controversial stuff within with I didn't buy the game because I ain't like what they did, which is Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? I used to say Black Shadows just to make a joke, but Shadows, right? You have Assassin's Creed Shadows, where some people argue that Yosuke was a samurai. Okay, but it's so much mission information there. You as a creative individual, he may not been a samurai because a foreigner and all that. And also people argue with the samurai code, how he wasn't a samurai. Some people argue he was just a retainer. But retainers can also be samurais. Okay, he may not be a samurai, but what if he is a samurai and I make this as a fictional character and fill in all the gaps that was there? There's been stories on that. Also, Afro Samurai that was also inspired by Yosuke and everything like that. And some of this villains and even mangas, or sometimes these are villains depicted Yosuke. So like you can use that and build it with your own creativity. It may not be true, but there's some gaps that's not there to actually to prove he's prove or that he is a samurai. Some people will argue, or those who study this will argue, that he wasn't a samurai. It's unlikely he will be a samurai. And some people say, oh, he is a samurai. He was, but hey, some people, you can fill in the gaps. That's all I'm saying. You can use to create ideas of the what if. What if he is a samurai? You can create a story based off that. Or even with the trying to think of it right now. Public domain, right? You use a public domain. You have the Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is depicted so many different ways. And I also found out, which he's actually going to be in some of my storytelling aspects. I also found out as well, which H.P. Lovecraft, some of his works are also in the public domain. Okay, so I could put that in my story. Well, what if I could put this and he's this? Or what if, and a lot of other different stories using the public domain you can use, and also Grimm's fairy tales and all that, which we can use to retell stories, to get inspiration, get inspired, and use other things. And that's basically what I'm saying. Okay, is you can use it, or not even that, just business. What if this happens? What if we, for instance, Crunchyroll, right? Crunchyroll was ever going on with Crunchyroll and the drama that they're going, and even with the game, some of these game studios, which I'm more focusing on what I'm doing instead of these game studios and Crunchyroll ever doing, which at the time, maybe some other competitor can come in and take over and fill in that void of what's going on. Even same thing with Netflix and everything, right? So what if someone else comes in to play and you can go ahead, or somebody comes in and like, I don't know why Crunchyroll got rid of the comments. Like, bro, like I would love to see the comment section go back again, but they got rid of it because of other junk. But what happens if somebody else comes in and they build a company and they go ahead and compete against Crunchyroll and they do things different? They're more focusing on, okay, what if we just focus more on the service? We leave comments in the videos, okay? Services like leave service, they do more than what Crunchyroll, Netflix, and the other competitors that they do. I'm telling you, they will possibly dominate that sector, which is more competition. They need competition, but that's something I'm just putting out. But the what ifs, having curiosity, that's why I have with which I don't have it right here, dictionary of mythology. You got the Quran, which is blurred out right here from because I don't want the background and everything like that. The Bible. Okay, what if we could put all this together and with even me learning the Quran actually, which is going to come all together in the story, and you have this that's not mentioned in any other story, but this group of race that is not supposed to exist. However, they basically dominate the realm of the gods. Those who call themselves gods, which you all guys going to learn about that with my story. So that's why I'm creating a story. Just what if be curious, curiosity, not even that too. Like there's a lot of like unique stories within like Japanese with the isekai and all that. Love that genre. And I see that they got some creative. Some people do is very creative, and I love it. So let's go ahead. Oh, we're not going yet, but keep reading books, keep learning new skills, engaging, experiment, engaging with experts smarter than you. Their knowledge will stretch your imagination further than your comfort zone ever could. Get out the comfort zone. Comfort zone is a danger zone. And some things will be comfortable. Some things you could probably put in your imagination will be comfortable. People may not like it, but people may not want to do it. But I think here in America, Western society is looking for something fresh in entertainment, something relieving. And that's why I believe Hollywood in the entertainment industry, and even the AAA gaming industry, is imploding and they're going downhill because there's a void within the industry and people are getting tired of, and no one's not filling that void. And that's why anime is getting so popular, because it's filling the void of what people are looking for. So let's go ahead and get to the next point, which is point number 3. Today's topic I'm talking about today is why creativity is a muscle. Point number 3 is creative thinking is problem solving. Creative thinking, critical thinking as well, problem solving. Creativity is just an art. Creativity isn't just an art. It's resilience and resourcefulness. Okay, you're being creative. Like creative. Grant Cardone talks about follow up, right? If you're an artist in business, we're gonna be talking about. We had the episode on that. Which let me see, what episode was that? Let me check my notes here if I remember. Episode of why you should learn sales, which is episode 8 right here. 5 reasons why you should learn sales, which is as yesterday's episode. So you can go ahead and look at that episode if you haven't and learn from there. Maybe or maybe I could redo some episodes and give you guys some more content right here. So creativity is an art, is it's resilient, is resilience and being resourcefulness. So let me give you this story with Grant Cardone with follow up, right? So being creative on follow up, right? Why you should be creative for follow up, which if you do the same thing over and over again, it's gonna be, it's like, I think it's gonna be like repetitive. So being resourceful, so say for instance, right, which I kind of messed up on certain things with my business and everything like that, but it's okay. We can do this. So say for instance, like you studying your client, right? You studying the person that you looking to get, cold calling. You did cold calling on it. You pinch it, you keep on following up. Maybe you pass 8 to 12 contacts before they end up buying. You keep contacting them over the years. You keep following up with them. You keep nurturing your lead, and you do creative follow-ups, right? You end up like you have their home address or business address, right? So you can go ahead and say, hey, man, like you can go ahead and make calls like, okay, they like the Raiders, or I don't know, the 49ers, right? So they like the 49ers, you get them a jersey. Just so you just buy it. You invest and then you just buy it. Even though you may not get that back, even if you may not know the sale, you give them a gift on that. Like, hey, man, or do something creative or something like a chocolate foot. They talking about a chocolate foot, right? So they send them out a chocolate foot and it has a little note just trying to get my foot in the door or something like that. Just being creative. This is being creative. It has nothing to just do with creativity or just with art and everything like that. This can help your business as well. Doing creative follow-up. Doing creative, that's creative. Or do like something with a note with a pizza or something like that. You buy them a pizza and you give them the note. Or you see like they like anime and I don't know, some type of anime character and they're doing filling over 9,000 a day, or I don't know, something like with a series of Dragon Ball Z. That to me is something creative, right? Or buy them something that they like or something that they into, you know what I'm saying? That it's not just you're investing in your client, you're investing in your in a potential customer, that you believe in your product, you believe in your service, and you believe in the business, and you believe in you, and you know that you can solve a problem, and you potentially keep following up with them and be creative in your follow-up, not just doing cold calls, not doing this. So most people do cold calling, and they just one or two calls and that's it. I'm not interested. Okay. Who else to talk to? Who you learn about this? You learn about them, you know? So being resilient, being resourceful, you know, you be resilient, you being resourceful, what you can do with your creativity. And it's not just an art, it's being resourceful and being resilient. And let's go ahead and get to this right here. True artists solve problems others can't even see. So if you have an artist, you can you could solve problems. You are solving a problem. Your business, you're creating art. Okay. I need a character and I believe your art can do it, or they look into you. Okay. How can I solve this problem? You want to work for, I don't know, Disney or something like that, or as a freelancer. Okay. This is what you could do to solve their problem. But something you could do to solve their problem, what you're looking for. Okay. Resilience is the ability to recover from creative blocks, rejections, failures, and still keep on creating. Okay, so there's something like you have creative blocks, right? You got to find certain techniques. That's what I'm saying. Find certain techniques on that blank page as a writer, or even as an artist that's drawing, creating art or a sculpture. You create a block, you do certain ideas, you brainstorm, you do whatever it is to get rid of that creative block. Even with rejections, right? You got something rejections, getting sales, something being creative, or you want to talk to this girl and she rejecting you. No, I don't want to go on a date. No, I don't want to do that. But you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep on persisting. You know, I'm gonna keep on talking to other women, but I'm gonna keep on persisting. I'm gonna persist. I'm gonna like not persist too hard where she blocks me or whatever. If she does block, okay, go on the next one. But she blocks me or whatever, right? And you keep on going, and you feel like, okay, I want to be with this woman, right? I want to be something about her. I don't know. I'm just mentioning this, which you can look at Grant Cardone's story with that, and not it being creative in the follow up, and rejection also with clients, which no, not today, is rejection, right? And a lot of guys, I don't know, there's a lot of guys that can't deal with rejection. There's, I look at it as, man, there's 8 billion people on this planet, bro. Like, I can find somebody, or if I want to be with this person, it's fine. Maybe they're not for me. It's cool. Like, that's how I look at it. So guys, don't fear rejection, but you can still have a creative comeback on certain things. In my experience, most women come back. That's just, I mean, from my 99% of the, well, 90% of the women I dealt with. But let's go ahead and tenacity, right? The grit, also with grit. I have the book, which I probably don't have it. I got some audio books, which I need to listen to the book Grit, which I have listened to it, half of it, but I need to go back and finish it. So grit can hold on to your vision until it becomes real. So tenacity, right? So you're going to need resilience, consistency, being resourceful, and tenacity, where you keep persisting. Grit, you hold on to the vision until it becomes real. You hold on because you want this person to be on your client. And they say persistence is good, but sometimes you may want to, if you go too hard, it could mess up the whole deal. And setting the right move for creativity, your mental environment shapes your output, right? So like a messed up desk, or everything is just like all over the place, it could mess up the whole flow of your creativity, your output, with the law of input output, which is what you put in, what you put in, which is your brain, or what you eat. You are what you eat. What you put into your mind is also the output of what you put out, and also what you eat is the output, what you get out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to point number 4. Today's topic we're talking about today is why creativity is a muscle. Point number 4: expression is the core of creativity. Okay, every artist has the need to express. That is the heartbeat of creativity. Love what you do. Passion keeps your creativity fire burning. When motivates fade. Okay, motivation is gonna fade away. Passion is something like that. It could keep your creativity go, but also I think your creativity can also go when you do the things that you hate. Getting out your comfort zone. Don't like the things you like to do. Get out your comfort zone. Okay, so also asking for feedback. Asking for feedback and refines your ideas to help you grow. And you may see some things, maybe other people are seeing it. Now your audience is not seeing it. Okay, they're giving you ideas, and don't fear bad ideas. Again, you don't want to feel bad ideas. Don't fear them. Go out and do it. See what works. Amazon, right? I'm gonna give you guys a story about Amazon, right? Amazon was supposed to have a phone, right? They're supposed to have the Amazon phone. I forgot what it's called. They had so many products. They ended up did terrible. They scratched it, right? You got the Fire TV and all that. So they did a whole bunch of products. I think they had the phone, didn't do well. They scrapped it. So I don't remember how many ideas that they had, but they keep failing and failing and failing. So that's why for me, for myself, it's like, okay, even with you, is like, okay, so let me keep coming these business ideas or do these business. Actually put in the effort, not just do it, get it, and don't do nothing. Actually put in the effort, put in the energy to go out and do it and see if the marketplace wants it and see if the market, if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, okay, we need to get rid of this product. We need to terminate this. Keep on moving, keep on going to the next one. That's why you need success loves speed. Success loves it. Keep going, keep not being afraid to promote or get with other ideas or some of the products and see if what the marketplace is, see if it's bad and getting rid of it after it's a temporary defeat. And sometimes you need to create terrible works or bad ideas or even masterpiece. Okay. Terrible works and get it out there. Okay. So also too, if you can look at it too, like you got a great story, but the art's not very good with the visual, like the comics and all that. You can improve over time. It can actually dramatically improve. And that's something I'm looking towards too. That's why for me, like I am working on this as a subscription, some with Patreon, but it's called Jaron verse, right? I'm working on the Jaron verse. We're going to have the Jaron verse short stories. I'm going to talk about certain little stories. These basically like together coming in as one shots, right? I'm gonna start doing these like little potential stories, short stories within this universe, which is kind of like you could say Grimm fairy tales that comes all together within one little book right here, and start potentially putting stuff out there, putting these stories and put it out to the world and see what works, what sticks. If some people want to know more, what people want to do and have a short stories with those and looking to do that. And I'm looking to do novels. I was going to do straight up comics or web comics, but now we're going to end up doing we're going to end up doing novels, light novels and stuff like that, web novels. Then I'm going to go ahead and adapt them into web comics and stuff like that as well. So that's where we could go and work on my creative ideas and some ideas that I had and see what sticks, what doesn't stick, and getting in which my dream project, passion project, which is Fallen the Son of Sin, is going to be worked on. We are going to do that one, and it's going to be involved with the Jaron verse and other series that I have in mind as well. So create the bad ideas. You know, it may not be masterpiece, may not be good. Refine it. That's why you have one shots. Like Naruto was a one shot. I believe Bleach was too. I'm not too sure. Naruto was a one shot. Did good with that one shot. One shot did good, and there were some changes to the actual product, to the original story and everything like that. So great. Naruto, great. Even Dragon Ball was a one shot at one point. You had Goku as an actual monkey, you know, so it depending on changing, then going on Dragon Ball Z, which is a iconic series. So and over time, even with Tite Kubo with Bleach as well, like if you look at the beginning of Bleach, it looked like going forth is like he dramatically improved his artwork, which is freaking great. So it actually improves, man. So go out there, put it out, and even with also with King's Lions books, was his Flame, I believe, yeah, with him and his wife. And I saw the improvement, which I haven't bought the book, but I've been seeing him posting some stuff and the improvement with her art. So don't be afraid to put the bad ideas out there. Bad art may not be a masterpiece, but if you start getting consistent, start getting everything going, you get in that flow state, you will get there. Okay. Instead, you know, sometimes you need to step back, take a break, and allow your subconscious mind to connect the dots while you rest. Okay. That's why you need to sleep. That's why you need to take care of your health and sleep. Get some good sleep. You're in focusing on or whatever it is before the end of the night to go ahead, which I need to get the book in audio book to see why we sleep. I forgot the author on that. So you can go ahead and put yourself out there and get yourself to get ideas and let your subconscious mind do some of the work for you while you sleep. You can dream about it. Let your subconscious mind do the work. All right, let's go ahead and get to point for number 5. Today's topic I'm talking about today is why creativity is a muscle. Work at it, stretch, risk, and evolve. Okay, so creativity must be challenged regularly. Challenge yourself to do stuff. No, do challenge. That's where there are challenges. And pretty soon later on, we're going to do some challenges myself over here. There's some, I remember seeing a video or something about it takes 7 years or something about years about Maya, Autodesk Maya, right? It takes a lot of years to learn about Maya, which I actually disagree. And this is the problem why or it takes short time, which I believe is maybe biases. I'm gonna actually make a Maya challenge and how you can master Maya and what is going to help you as a modeler. And also, we're going to do a modeling challenge and we're going to do a animation challenge within Maya. And my whole point with that is that once you know, some of you may not know what I'm talking about, but once you know the hotbox, which I didn't know how the hotbox worked, once you know about the hotbox and many of the certain tools, the hotbox as a modeler is a game changer. Okay. I didn't know this about the hotbox, which I took a class of model creation with Joffrey. Shout out to Joffrey. Um, and I remember taking this class, and this actually helped me with my modeling or my getting faster and thinking about it of production within in Maya and building and getting fast. So using the hotbox actually made me like, wow, like it actually really helped me. It actually really helped me with my modeling and skills like that. So, and actually helping me in certain other tools and techniques you can use. So once you know how to do that, or these certain tools, just these like the basics and all that, learning the basics and everything, these tools and certain other things that which courses I need to go through, which is also 3D Beast course I need to go through as well, which I went through halfway and I stopped, which I need, finish. We're gonna have a place called Finish What You Started, a episode on that. And it makes me think like I think you can learn Maya probably the basics within maybe do a 7-day challenge and probably just within 30 days. It can be brutal. Same thing with ZBrush. We do the same thing with Blender too. We're gonna do these challenges and how it can be able to help you not even just with the basics and all that can help you keep going, but you need to stay consistent. See, the problem with me dealing with Maya when I first started, I started in 2000. I started very early in high school and all that. It was like an off and on, off and on, off and on thing. And also me realizing that's why I want to stick to this podcast and everything as well, is because I'm realizing that I'm doing it with other areas of my life. I'm doing others off and on, off and on. Like I'm tired of the off and on. I'm sick of the off and on. And with the podcast, off and on, off and on. Want to do it, don't do it, push it back, don't push it back. And that's why I'm consistently now I'm like, okay, no, we're going to push this podcast out there. I was going to have it again. It was going to be pushed back to the 1st of 2026. No, we started on October 1st, the anniversary of my business. October 1st. We're taking it there. We're going to keep on going. We're going to not this off and on BS, this bullshit. We're not doing it. So that's the problem, man. So stay consistent, challenge yourself regularly, and stop with the off and on. Stop with, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel inspired. Just start drawing, bro. Like start writing, start doing whatever it is. You don't need the motivation to go out there and do it. You already, you need motivation, which is the motive. You need discipline. Okay, why I'm doing this? I want to get better at art. I want to get better at my business. I want to get better at what I'm doing. I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to go out there and do it. I don't need, I can inspire, find inspiration, but I don't need the motivation to do it. That's what the pros don't do. I mean, that's what the pros don't do. The amateurs do that. You're being an amateur right now. You're not staying consistent. You're being an amateur right now. If you're going off and on, you're being an amateur. That's what amateurs do. Don't need to be an amateur, need to be a pro. And we're going to talk about that more on later on with Dre Baldwin's book, The Third Day, which you could probably actually get that book. The Third Day, JaronMitchell.com/third day. You guys can go ahead and get that book. Separate yourself from the amateurs and the pros, all that, So push yourself to do challenges. There's challenges out there. You can go ahead and push yourself. The more you push yourself to the limit, the more you expose them. Okay. This is where further I can go. I can do the limit right now, which unfortunately, I really wanted to do it, but I wanted to play the podcast more priority, which I need to get myself ahead. Maybe I'll do it next month in November. But you had Inktober, okay, which I could probably actually end up doing, which is always in October, which you have November and December. I'm gonna end up doing it. Then you have Sculptober, right? Sculptober. So Inktober and Sculptober, which I was going to do those, but unfortunately, I'm focusing on the podcast. Challenge yourself, do it 30 days. Okay, Inktober, October. And there's also Inktober 52, which is 52 weeks out of the year. But I will go further and do another challenge, 365. Maybe I call it 365 challenge, which is a artist that you produce something every single day. or I don't know, create like a God challenge every single day. Or I'd probably do 365 challenge. Someone might call it a tournament like that. So go ahead and do that. Challenge yourself every day as an artist, or just going these doing this. The time you're reading this, you probably already, if you're an artist listening to this. If not, it's okay. Whatever day, challenge yourself. Do the Inktober if you're a sculptor, or if you're a sculptor. If you can use Blender. I use ZBrush. I use Blender. Okay. If you're an artist doing Inktober or just illustrations, do Inktober or come up with another challenge. Okay. So you can go ahead and do that. Okay. So step out of your comfort zone and come up with new ideas, where coming out your comfort zone is going to bring you new ideas. Comfort zone is the danger zone. You want to push yourself to do out things. Like for myself, like say for instance, I don't know, maybe you're a 3D character artist, right? Your 3D character artist is like, okay, I'm mastering a 3D character artist. Let me push myself to the next level and let me do something maybe not outside of 3D, or just say you just focus on the characters and stuff. Okay, let me do the weapons. Let me start building stuff. I can start stacking, putting tools in my arsenal that can help me become a better 3D character artist. Or, I'm a good 3D character artist. I want to do animation. I want to animate the characters now. I want to rig the characters now. I want to challenge myself to rig it so I can start 3D charactering my own characters and start rigging my own characters and start animating my own characters and building my Unreal or my own game or animation series, which because I'm an indie artist. I'm an indie game artist, right? So you can challenge yourself, start doing those type of projects, even though as a professional into the game industry or whatever that you're in, you're a 3D character sculptor, 3D character artist, So that's just something you can challenge yourself in that and get out of your comfort zone that you usually do. Okay. Or maybe learning Blender. Maybe, okay, I want to learn Blender. I want to learn how to use Blender. I've been using ZBrush for a long time, all my years. I'm gonna learn how to use Blender. I'm a 3D character artist. I've been using Maya. You know what? I'm gonna learn how to use Blender. I'm gonna learn how to use Cinema 4D. I'm gonna learn how to use other stuff. So I still know the basics, but I can learn these other programs and put in my tool and arsenals where I can go ahead and use. All right. So step out of your comfort zone. That's where new ideas live, is stepping out your comfort zone. Okay. Be willing to fail publicly, to experiment and try new mediums or methods. Be willing to fail, bro. It's temporary defeat. So what? So what if someone talks shit? So what if someone bashes you or talks shit about you? Guess what? Guess what they're probably doing? They're probably twiddling their thumbs, being keyboard warriors, and they just jealous, or they just a mirroring of themselves because they haven't put in the effort to get in building their dreams, their goals, putting their ideas out there in the world. Let them be willing to fail. Be willing to fail. Get out of your comfort zone. And some people, oh, I'm not scared. Be willing to fail and be willing to get out your comfort zone. And guess what? The haters are going to talk about you. The haters are going to willing to want you to fail. The haters are going to talk about you. They're the ones that are going to promote you the most. And they're going to be like, if you got people scratching their head, like, okay, who is this person that they're talking about? They look them up. Oh, okay. This person's lying. I like his work. I like his art. Okay. So this is like what bad publicity is not really is. It doesn't matter. You get the attention. You're getting some attention. It may be some negative attention. Okay. But it's like, okay, I got some attention, which, you don't need to go out there and do things to get attention, which attention today is a new currency, or is a currency right now, because everybody wants attention, social media and everything like that. So willing to be felt in public, willing to experiment, willing to try new methods, try new things, and do not be feared to fail. Okay. So most of the haters that's talking about you are just probably feel fair, or they just fear, or they don't like what you're doing because of reflections of them, because they gave up on their own dreams. Okay. And discipline plus passion is growth. Okay. And I will actually argue with that, which passion, you may love what you're doing, but don't forget to put yourself in a good financial situation in your family, so that way you guys can be in a better position. So also do discipline and passion and love what you're doing. Seems like a lifetime that you're doing, but also get out of your comfort zone and willing to do the things that you also hate as well. Okay, that's what I will. And if you figure out, okay, I hate this, then you can go out, even though I hate this, I can go out and I can delegate it to somebody else so they can do it, that they love doing it. And I'm paying them to do it. I can focus on what I love doing, even though now I know, okay, now I know in this business, I'm doing it in business. Okay, now I know I hate doing this. So I hate doing that. Let me hire somebody else to do it. I know how to do it. I know how to do it and all that. It gets on my nerves. I hate doing it, but you know what? I'm gonna hire somebody else to do it that loves doing this, so that way I can focus on what I love. And the reason why I'm saying that is because getting out of your comfort zone will be good, learning new things and doing the things you hate. I think doing the thing when you do the things you hate, sometimes, well, I'll say sometimes. So when you first starting off, you're straps, first starting off, like you hate somebody hate doing backgrounds and all that. So sometimes you need to do the things you hate so you can order to do the things that you love doing. And the reason why I say this is because once you start knowing how this doing and how this stuff works, and you're doing because you know how you do it, you just hate doing it. You can have somebody else do it so you can do the things you love because you have them delegated. All right. So let me know what you think about, guys. Think about that. And let's go add with this one, this last one right here. I want to say last one. Yeah, this last thing I want to talk about here on my notes. Then we can go ahead and recap in the closing, matching the call to action. So the creative muscle grows through struggle, repetition, and risk. Okay, get out your comfort zone. That's how you're challenging yourself, struggling. You know, that's what this PF mean. Po folks, is not where we at, it's where we come from. We go out there and struggle. We out there do the things that we need to do. Even what you willing to struggle, what you willing to go through the struggle in order to attain what your goal is. You know, repetition. Repetition is working on that game. You know, working on your game, building it, and repetition would build into your subconscious mind where you could go autopilot. Then you go out there and take risks. You take risk and knowing, okay, this is a risk. This may not be comfortable. This may be a risk. It may potentially affect me, but what is the reward? Risk outweigh the reward. Is the risk is so big, but the reward is so. It's like games, right? You like what listen to, well, not listen, but if you ever watch Solo Leveling or a lot of those type of game type of like manguas and shows that's like that, or Treasure and all that, like or even with games, right? So this game, it's like a psychology thing, right? Okay, I want this. This is good. However, it's risky. However, usually if it's risky, the reward is beautiful. The reward is mwah. The reward outweighs the risk because the risk is very risky, but the reward is lovable. You know, it's that good, you know. So it's like also with like trading, right? Trading. I don't trade anything like that, trade crypto or Forex or anything like that. But like the more the risk you put into it, the bigger the reward, basically. All right. So let's go out there with the closing message. What I have right here for you guys today, which is creativity isn't a gift limited to a few. It's a divine muscle within divine muscle within everyone. Everyone has it. Everyone freaking has it. Okay. The more you train it, the stretch it and share it, the stronger it becomes. So go out there, keep on creating, keep on building your creativity, get yourself out your comfort zone and build your creativity. And you were made, again, creativity. I say this at the ending every single day. You are made in the image of God. So keep creating like a God. God is a designer. We also are designers and we're creators, and God is the creator of all things. The Lord of the universe and the Lord of all worlds. Let's go ahead and recap today's topic. I'm talking about today is why creativity is a muscle. We're talking about Maya Angelou's quote right here. We got right here for your quote. You cannot use up creativity. The more you use it, the more you have it. End quote. Same thing with Albert Einstein. Okay, he said creativity, knowledge, imagination. I think it was imagination actually. Imagination is better than knowledge, or creativity is better than knowledge. One of those two quotes. You guys can go ahead and put in the comments below. Let me know or quote it right there for you. Okay. Point number one, which is creativity is discipline and exercise it that you can learn and strengthen. Point number two, surround yourself with creative energy. Point number three, creativity, thinking and problem solving. Point number four, express the core of creativity. And point number five, work at it, stretch, risk, and evolve. In the closing message, you know what I got here for you guys: creativity is a gift, limited to a few. Creativity is within everyone. You train it, you stretch it, it becomes stronger. Don't make sure it doesn't atrophy. Keep on working on that muscle. Keep on repetitive, and let your subconscious mind do the work. You are made of the image of God, so keep creating like a God. Po folks is not where we at, to where we come from. Always create like a God. You're the master of your fate. You're the captain of your soul. You are made of the image of God. Take full possession of your own mind. God gave your brain to think for yourself. I worship the one true creator, which I believe is Allah, and always create like a God. See you in tomorrow's episode.